So as you can see during this clip, even in boxing, elbows are used all the time. You just don't realize it. Welcome to part 2 of elbow misconceptions. So in this video, we're going to be applying the elbow, but not in the context of strikes. Don't forget guys, throughout the course of this video, the elbows techniques we're discussing are but a fragment of the amount of elbows and uses and applications that, are out there. I'm sure you probably know some that I don't. So, just bear in mind next time you're training, keep a lookout for them. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is just going to look at the elbows in the context of everything but striking, alright? We're going to start off with an example of using the elbow as a release, alright? So if Craig is going to grab me on the hand, okay? Now, I'm not saying that this is a direct martial application, but, in theory it could happen, someone could grab you, right? Okay? Really, you want to have dealt with it before he gets to the point of grabbing you, but we digress. So, using the elbow to release from his grab. Yes, it's true, I can come up and I could use an upward elbow right in his face, and I'm pretty sure if I did that a couple of times, he would be compelled to let go. At least you'd like to think that, right? Yeah? No, I don't know. Don't know about you. So, I'm going to use an elbow, an upward elbow, in the context of a release from his grab. What I'm doing is doing an upward elbow. And you see, as he grabs me, because I am raising that elbow up towards his thumb, I'm creating the anatomical release because I'm going towards his thumb. And he has no other option but to eventually let go, okay? Just by pure anatomy, all right? Equally, from that grab, I could use a circular release. And you see, as he grab really hard, okay? He has no choice. He is severely weakened at this point, okay? He hasn't grabbed me, all right? So I've used a circular elbow to effect a release. If I want to, at this point, use a downward elbow, now I've trapped him, and I could use another elbow to strike him. So using the elbow in the context of releasing, all right, from that technique, it's viable. It can work, anatomically speaking. If you're grabbing me with this side, I can use a rearward elbow to effect a release, all right? And that's it's an example of using a rearward elbow as a release. Very basic, okay? Requires a bit of force as opposed to technique, but still viable, it can be there. Okay, what else we could do? We can use an elbow within the context of a wrist lock, okay? If Craig is grabbing me on this side, all I'm going to do is use that circular elbow, okay? So right now, you hear me say the word anatomy, okay, I've changed it, okay, if you notice his wrist is bent, his arm here is bent. What it does, it just puts me in a great position to be able to put on a wrist lock, for example. Of course, there are many different wrist locks, that's just one example, but as you can see with this example, the elbow aids the position, and it also aids the application of the wrist lock. If he's going to grab, and he's a bit strong and not that willing, okay, he doesn't want to go down, I can use another kind of elbow, as you saw there, okay, to aid him going down. That time it was an elbow lock, not a wrist lock, okay. So don't confuse fighting with training to fight, okay, two very different ideas. In order to understand, in the context of what we do in the elbows, you really have to have a partner, okay, or be in a training environment where you can both learn, all right, you're both offering each other the techniques. But we do understand, fighting is one thing, training to fight is another, okay? So we're going to look at the elbow within the context of another arm lock, if you like. Just another example. There are literally hundreds and thousands of them. If Craig is grabbing, what I'm going to do, see, by pulling him onto it, I'm actually using that rearward elbow, okay? So that, in effect, you may turn an elbow into a grab, because I'm grabbing, and I'm changing him. His anatomy, his arm has to straighten out. At this point, I can twist at the same time. I could do an upward elbow as a press, okay? In effect, trying to misplace the bone. So here, okay, that would be considered if I was to, I'm doing that as a press, guys. If I wanted to use that as a strike, that would be, an arm break of sorts, all right? It would certainly, really get injured, okay? So, use there in the context of two elbows, backward and upward. So you see how they kind of appear out of nowhere, okay? What we can also do, we can also look at the elbow in the context of a throw, or a takedown, so to speak. Praise grabbing. I can straight away pull into an elbow, okay? At this point, all I've got to do is change my leg position. As you can see, there's an elbow striking into him, pulling him that way with a sideward elbow, and to finish off, I just do an elbow, and he's down. I want you to understand that the use of the elbow is a very safe technique. Okay, what I mean by that is, compared to say use of the fist to punch someone, okay, the fist is quite brutal when you think about it. You impact that fist on a skull. How much damage you're going to do to your hand compared to the person, the opponent. Just you have to look at an A&E record on a Saturday night to find that out. The elbow extensively is quite a safe technique. Why? Because it's big, it's thick, it's a big chunk of bone, isn't it? The only issue you're going to have with use of the elbow is you have to be at a certain range to offensively use it if you plan on attacking someone with it. But as we've discussed throughout this video, that you don't necessarily have to be close to use the elbow. You can use it at a distance as well. So yeah, is it safe? More safe than the fist, but use it wisely. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this short video on elbows and the use and the different applications of them. If you are interested in learning more about elbows, or traditional martial arts in general, please just get in contact with us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SJM Martial Arts. My name's James. Thanks for joining me. Train safe. Take care.